Your grandma loves you. Very, very much.
I was asking to communicate with her.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you for being here. Okay, yes. Now, she says, there, you have your way. Are you happy? She's talking to you. You took a lot of begging.
It was more for a message for my mom and her family.
From
her.
Yes.
And her husband, because there was a tragic death that happened with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when my mom was really young, and like my mom's birthday's coming up soon, so it's kind of a celebration, like a message to them.
You could be the conduit
to
of
conduit.
that.
That's exactly what I was asking for, if it was supposed to happen, a conduit for
yes,
healing.
That's the word she uses, is the conduit.
Yeah.
So yes, she is more than happy to grant this wish.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, so he explained that before the presentation you were asking her to come through to be a conduit.
There's a lot of healing that still needs, it feels like, with my, just to share a little more. There was when my mom was 17, there was her mom, Emma Lou, was murdered very tragically, and there was a suicide right after of her husband, my mom's dad. And we've communicated in spirit with them and done a lot of healing. It was a real blessing, and it feels like my mom's at peace with it. There feels like these ripplings all throughout our family still. And so just a real blessing and beauty and gratitude for their journey, but also just like a birthday message or a family message to share
Yes.
with the family.
Yes. And this is what Emma Lou was saying about wishes. And I feel the electrical, like I'm getting chills when I'm talking to her. But what I mean is, she says about wishes. Wishes come true. Wishes of the heart are always granted. And what she wants your mom to know is that nothing can happen outside of your mom's ability to make whatever happens a blessing. So if something happens to her, it's because there's a blessing she can share through it, and a blessing that will come from it. And she wants your mom to say she has blessed so many people by her faith and her willingness to continue on, even when her father didn't in his physical life, even when your grandmother moved on to her spirit's journey, that your mom has been the gift. She says, so tell my daughter on her birthday that she is the gift. Her birth into this world was a gift to this world. And then her mom's gift to her, to your mom, is her presence in the present moment, her spirit. Many gifts and much presence on that day of celebration for your mom and her birth. There's a Jean or a Jane. Yeah, she says, tell my Jeannie I love her. She says, tell her I love her. It's interesting now, the geese are...
they actually fly over our ponds between our grandparents' land, and they land at the two ponds.
And now the geese
talks a lot about how she watches the geese over the many years, and she's gotten there's a lot of animals on the ranch.
And that's what your grandma said, listen to the geese, because that's significant. They'd never been making a noise until just now. That's her. And she says that love is always watching, that love is always present, and that those angels are speaking through the waters and through the geese, through the sunrise. They're always there speaking to your mom and telling her love lives on, love lives on, love lives on, love lives on.
Thank you.
There's a Matt or Maddie who's...
There's a couple. There's a healer. Well, they haven't crossed over though.
They're who's here?
A healer, Medi, that I've worked with after I got back from Brazil with John of God. There's a childhood friend, Matt.
That's who it is. Okay. That's who your grandma's talking about. She says somehow maybe you could ask him to send a card to your mom or make some kind of message for her, just to have as many people recognizing her as possible. But she says reach out to him too, that he is gifted by your presence as well.
Too.
With your brother. It would bring everybody into it. Yeah, she wants so many to be there to celebrate your mom, who is loved so much. I don't know if your mom likes potatoes a lot or if she makes a lot of mashed potatoes.
She
and
did,
yeah, she's honoring that. And she wants me to talk to your mom about those old commercials that say stovetop stuffing instead of potatoes.
I'll pat her along.
Your mom will know what it means.
Okay.
And how there's so many traditions or different ways of doing things or shortcuts. Microwaves do things quicker and the high-speed internet and all that. And she says, but love, it blooms in its own time. And that peace and healing, it all occurs in divine time.
Yeah.
You can't rush. You can't speed these things. You can't make it. It just happens in divine time. Just trust. And one other thing, she shows me a bunch of tulips. And she says, give your mom some tulips. And then the tulips and the fresh blooms there, that those are a beautiful flower and a good sign for her. October, there's a birthday or anniversary in October.
I have 2 grandparents. I had a grandma who died, another grandma who died then, and also an uncle who I grew up with.
Who had passed in that time.
Yeah, those are 2.
And there's an L, like Letty or Lucy, who's on the other side. Or Liz.
Grandma Lydia.
Lydia, that's her.
Yeah, that's another grandma.
Yeah, she says to tell you hello. She loves you too. Your grandfather is at peace. Yes,
Both of them.
yes, yes. But for your grandmother's husband, for Emily, yes. Yeah. No matter how.
Thomas.
And he says he could not, dealing with the pain in human terms was not possible for him, so he's dealing with it now with the support in divine terms. And he's with her and he's with God. And it's the right place for him to be. And he wants your mom to know that. He needed to do his work there, not here. He's still doing his work, but he's found love. And he just wants her to know that.
It's a message for all of them, our whole family, for my mom and
Yes.
cousins and aunts and uncles.
It doesn't stop. He says the love doesn't stop. Yeah, the healing and the love just continues on. He's, I know we talked about pennies earlier, but in particular your grandfather says he leaves pennies for your mom and for all the cousins and everyone in the family. Those are from your grandfather. And he says the reason what...
Stop traffic to pick them up. Like,
Yes,
there's something.
those are his. Because you know what though? He says tell your mom. He says that small changes add up to a big difference. And if she takes one thought and changes it to love, one fear and changes it to hope, one fear and changes it to thanksgiving, another worry and changes it to faith, that before you know it, she's got a savings account of hundreds of dollars. That's happened one change at a time.
When I was a kid growing up on the ranch, they used to give me lots of little pennies and I would count them in the living room, and
It adds up.
It was always a fun thing.
Yeah, it adds up. He says, please tell her that. Oh, yes. And I say thank you for being the conduit for their beautiful love and their amazing spirit. Your grandma says she just would not change anything about you. And she couldn't. She says, when you remember love, you realize there's nothing to change. And that all is well. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. There's one for your mom. You're welcome. You're welcome.